Hey guys, welcome to part 2 of Captain Sega, or our hero Captain Sega, whatever. Same mistake like I did the first time. But I will note that I'm not having any schedules with when I'm gonna update the next part or anything like I tried to last time, because actually this time, like, what if I don't get to? Alright, just wanted a heads up on that. Alright, so beginning part 2. He's Captain. I'm not gonna do that. Alright. So Chad, Becky, and Lunk see what's inside the SNES, and a red flash happens to bring them all in the SNES. Chad says, "Huh? Everything's all white. What's going on here?" A black orb appears, and it has a red shield that looks like it's from Sonic 2, like a Sonic 2 shield, and then it's covering a black ball, and it's glowing white and gray and red and then black, yeah. And then it repeats. And then it turns into Ness. But Ness is wearing gray clothing, like his black shirt and black pants and black shoes are all now gray, and everything, and his hair and stuff is the same thing. It's black. It's like it was before, basically, but it's just the clothes has changed. And basically that's it. Captain S says, "Huh? Ness, you're alive?" He runs up to Ness and hugs him. And then Ness hits him on the ground. Because remember from the last episode, he remembers Ness. And Ness happened to be a really dear friend of his. And then Captain is like, "Huh? What? Ness?" Then Ness says, "Stop calling me Ness. From now on, you should call me Super Ness. Or Super Ness. Sorry." Then he laughs evilly. Becky says, "Hey!" And then Captain says, "Oh yeah, no." Then Becky says, "Hey, Captain S, are you okay?" Then Ness says, "Oh look, Becky and Luck from school. But in the meantime, you look like somebody from my school. Chad Belmont, it must be." Becky said, "Oh no, he knows you now, Chad." And Luck runs after Super Ness, and he tries to hit him with a punch, and then Super Ness teleports, and then he is behind Captain S and behind Becky, and then he grabs her, which is Becky, and teleports away with her. Lunk says, "Dang!" And Captain S says, "Oh man." Then after a while, not after a while, but then they teleport back into the real world, and Chad's place, basically where the couch is and stuff. The head says, wait a minute. Captain S says, "Oh man," they get back to the real world. The head, "Is that you, Video Game Defender?" And he's on the Sega Nomad, and then Lunk picks up and watches it with Chad. And then there's a squirrel there in Chad's place. The squirrel squeaks. Chad says, "Huh?" He picks up the squirrel, and Lunk and him let it outside. Chad says, "I have no idea how that got in here." And Lunk says, "Me neither." Chad says, "Oh well, but we need to get back, because we need to tell the head what's going on." Then the head says, alright, then they re-pick up the Nomad, and they both watch it. The head says, "Bad news. SNES has taken over Video Game Land while you were retired." Chad says, "Well, not anymore. It's about time I get off this lazy couch and play some Sega." Lunk says, "Yeah, that's the spirit, Captain S." Chad says, "Thanks, Lunk. But now we gotta now we're gonna get Becky back. And Ted says, well, you could re-enter Video Land and search with a map. Chad says, well, the world is nothing but white, like where you're at, in the background. It's always white, so that means, Lunk says, I'm not following you, Preppy. Chad says, SEGA, and then he teleports in Video Game Land to meet the head and basically tell him all that's what happened. And then the head says, really? Huh. So, what now? Says the head, and then Lunk's watching the TV as Captain S and the head are talking. Then Chad snaps his finger. I got it. I'll just have to go to Super Ness's house and pay him a little visit. Yeah, that's what he wants his name to be now. Then he teleports out of Video Game Land onto the couch, and Lunk catches him. Then Lunk helps him up, and they basically both help each other up. Lunk says, and what do I do? And what do I do now, Chad? Nothing now, but I will need you later. Lunk says, alright. Chad walks out the door. The head says, there goes our hero. They grew up so fast, Lunk said. The head looks at Lunk and sighs. Captain S is at Super Ness's house, and he goes inside. Captain S says, just like the last time. He walks up the stairs. Captain S says, just like the last time. A Mario sprite from Super Mario World, basically. That flashes red and black. The Mario sprite says, try to defeat me. Captain S says, not like the last time. And that's basically that episode. Alright, I hope you enjoyed part 2. I have typed it. It was fun to type it. It was fun to redo this. Hope you enjoyed it as much as I do. And if anybody who sends their hate mail and says, but this isn't Captain S, it's not. Okay? But we can all have dreams. And if PBC Productions does watch this, you're welcome to have my idea of doing this and make another season if you want. It's totally up to you. You can contact me by sending me a message, and I'll surely get it in my inbox. And yeah, anybody else who wants PBC Productions to look at this, please send them part 1 at first, because, well, part 1's like really old, by the way. And then send them part 2, which is this video. Please and thank you if you want to. Credit goes to PBC Productions for the Captain S series, and I guess the plot of this would go to me. But, of course, you know, not really official. So that's why I get to say it. But anyways, hope you enjoyed it, and anybody who doesn't gets the kick.